A man wakes up in a coffin next to a freshly dead body. Be ready for a story that you will never forget. I opened my eyes to darkness. The air felt thick and suffocating, making every breath a struggle. Panic surged through my veins as I realized I couldn't move any of my limbs. I tried to scream, but it came out as a whisper, swallowed by the vast emptiness surrounding me. My mind raced, desperately searching for an explanation. How did I end up here? Where was here? Slowly, I became aware of a presence, a chilling sensation creeping up my spine. It was then that I realized I was not alone. The putrid stench of death consumed the air, invading my nostrils and filling my senses with dread. Struggling against the restraints of my confinement, my hands brushed against something icy. Reflexively, I recoiled, but my heart sank as I realized the truth. The cold touch was that of a lifeless body beside me. Fear rooted me in place as I tried to piece together the fragments of my last memories. A faint recollection of a dark alleyway and the menacing figure flashed through my mind. I'd been attacked, but the culminating moments were hazy, like a distant dream, disoriented. I grappled with my surroundings, but only the dread and a throbbing headache remained. As my eyes gradually adjusted to the darkness, I discerned the outline of a wooden box enclosing me. The realization hit me like a ton of bricks. I was in a coffin. Panic surged anew as I fought against my restraints, desperately attempting to free myself from this nightmarish confinement, struggling against the claustrophobia gripping my chest. My fingers clawed at the material covering my burial crate. Splinters tore into my flesh, pain mingling with terror, but I persisted, refusing to succumb to the inevitability of my entombment. Minutes melded into hours as my desperation grew. With each failed attempt at escape, the hopelessness of my situation deepened. A small voice inside me whispered that this was my final resting place, a pitiful conclusion to my tragic tale. But just as despair threatened to engulf me, I heard a faint sound, like a shuffle in the darkness. My heart skipped a beat, and a glimmer of hope took hold. Someone was there, maybe even another victim of this sinister enigma, summoning every ounce of strength I had left. I mustered the courage to call out, my voice a mere whimper. "Hello, is someone there?" I knew my plea was feeble, but it was all I had left. Silence reigned for a seeming eternity, taunting me with uncertainty. Then, a response, soft and distant, reached my ears. "Who's there?" A voice trembled with fear. Relief washed over me, accompanied by an understanding that I was not alone in this macabre nightmare. "I don't know," I choked out. "I woke up here, next to a body. We have to find a way out of here." Together, we pooled our strength and resources. Our first breakthrough was a small crack in the coffin, barely wide enough to admit a finger. Fueled by desperation, we took turns scraping away at the wood, pushing against the inevitability of our shared fate. Hours merged into days, but our determination refused to wane. Through darkness and decay, we clung to the faintest glimmers of hope. At last, our combined efforts bore fruit, as a small shaft of light pierced the suffocating darkness of the coffin. With renewed purpose, we clawed and scraped, ignoring the pain and exhaustion that threatened to consume us. Our desperation transformed into resolve, forging a bond that transcended our horrifying circumstances. Finally, our collective strength prevailed, and we emerged from our macabre prison into a world untouched by our torment. But even in the face of freedom, a lingering question haunted our minds. Who was responsible for this waking nightmare? And why had we become victims? Though the answers remained elusive, we clung to each other, united against the darkness, our lives forever entwined. We vowed to find justice and expose the malevolent force that had consigned us to this terrifying fate, for we knew that some horrors cannot be buried in the earth, and only together could we confront the chilling truth that awaited us. Beyond the confines of our tomb, as we ventured out into the unknown, the world appeared eerily different. was as if time had stood still, frozen in a perpetual state of darkness and decay. Buildings loomed like forgotten tombs, their windows shattered and their walls covered in layers of grime and dust. The streets were deserted, devoid of life or any shred of humanity. As we explored the desolate city, an unsettling unease settled upon us. Every step we took echoed through the empty streets, a haunting reminder of our isolation. We glanced at each other, our eyes reflecting the shared fear and determination to uncover the truth. We stumbled upon a crumbling police station, its doors barely hanging on their hinges. Intrigued, we cautiously made our way inside, hoping to find some answers within its dilapidated walls. Darkness greeted us as we stepped into the abandoned building, broken glass crunching beneath our feet. The sound of our footsteps was swallowed by the oppressive silence, as if the building itself held its breath, waiting for our arrival. Dust danced in the dim light filtering through the broken windows, a ghostly spectacle that added to the eerie atmosphere. We searched room after room, hoping to find clues or any fragments of information that could lead us closer to the truth. As we rummaged through the remnants of this forgotten police station, a flicker of movement caught my eye. I turned to see my companion frozen in place, staring at a faded photograph on the wall. Intrigued, I approached and looked closer. The photograph showed a row of police officers, their faces etched with determination. But what struck me was the date imprinted in the bottom corner. It was the same day we woke up in the coffin, the day everything changed. A sense of urgency took over as we realized that this was not a coincidence. Our fate was somehow connected to this place, these people. We continued our search, determination renewed by the possibility of answers. In a dusty file cabinet, we stumbled upon a series of case files. The names and files were worn and faded, but one stood out amidst the rest. It was our names, our case. The details were scarce, merely snippets of information about our disappearances and presumed deaths. It seemed that someone had orchestrated this elaborate charade, erasing any trace of our existence from the world. We meticulously read through every document, piecing together the fragments of information behind. It became clear that corruption ran deep within the police force, an intricate web of deceit and cover-ups that had ensnared us in its clutches. But who was behind it all? And why had they targeted us? As we attempted to leave the police station, a sudden tremor shook the building, causing the structure to groan and quake. The ground beneath us shifted, as if the very foundations of our reality were being upended. Dust and debris rained down upon us, and we clung to each other for support. When the vibrations ceased, we cautiously stepped outside, eyes widening in disbelief. The world had changed once again, morphing into a nightmarish landscape of twisted nightmares. The sky swirled with ominous dark clouds, crackling with otherworldly energy. Shadows danced in the corners of our vision, whispering secrets that we couldn't comprehend. We knew then that there was no turning back, no escape from this harrowing journey. The darkness had become our ally, driving us forward with a burning desire for justice. With every step, our resolve strengthened as we vowed to confront the malevolence that awaited us and uncover the truth behind our nightmarish ordeal.